I know for a fact, 100%, there's gonna be stuff in the yard that we're gonna run over. Rocks, stumps, debris. Who put this there? Wait a minute, what is going on? Oh, wow. Wow. Are you kidding me right now? There is no Ventrac dealer around here. Well, guys, we had enough problems today. I gotta go home. You better get out of here. I'm about to mow this tall grass. You can't be hiding in here with your catch of the day. Oh, there's another one? I just heard another meow. Y'all need to get. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are back today to finish what we started. Now, part one, you probably have already seen that video. If you didn't, go through my recent videos, you'll see that one. It's pretty cool. We take down a lot of tall stuff, but we got this to tackle today. So this is part two, and I've already made some friends. It stretches all the way down to this apartment complex unit. And if we go all the way down, you can see that it pretty much ends on the fence line. So everything there up to the shelving, to the fence line, we're gonna cut up to the tree and then shoot all the way across to where we started. I know for a fact, 100%, there's gonna be stuff in the yard that we're gonna run over. We have to be careful for rocks, stumps, debris. One thing that worries me about seeing cats is I really do hope, fingers crossed, that there are no mama cats that have made any nests or safe spots for their kittens in the tall grass. So I don't believe we'll run into any of that, but again, we have to keep watch because there were a few cats roaming around here. So I hope you sit back, relax. I hope we finish this one early because it is gonna be hot. Gotta put on my sun hat, and I might pick up a canopy. There's my Ventrac. Might pick up a canopy for the Ventrac. You can get a canopy with a fan too, you know, blow down and keep you cool, but that's an accessory for another day. Anyways, let's begin working. Alright, I think pretty much got the toughest section down. Now let's see what the Ventrac can do in super tall, soaking wet grass. Yeah, we gotta watch out for stuff like this. And gets worse. I think this dry wood, it can pretty much mulch up. Maybe not the bigger pieces, but I guess the smaller pieces, it'll mulch it up like all that crumbliness. It'll mulch. We're gonna make some piles. We've already made them on the lawn, but like, look at this, man. What? Huge piece of concrete. I know you probably couldn't see anything, but I have my GoPro running and I hope it caught that. But I hit a huge piece of concrete. Hold on, let me turn this off and show you what we're dealing with. So I was mowing a strip, and then I hit this huge border, this piece of concrete. I'm like, who put this there? And then I went like this and I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on? And it keeps going down and down and down. There's a drain tube there. And so I start to slide off here. There's more than likely a pool where it's like it dips right here. I'm gonna continue mowing and see if I can uncover the dip and then actually mow the dip where all the water collects. I don't think there's any water in there right now. That's a good thing. I would not want to get stuck back here. I've never done anything like this. So this whole section here is just an embankment. And I guess you can see the contour of the slope a little bit better here. And it goes all the way down to the tree down there. So I did it, the first way I did it was I mowed from the bottom up, and then I finished it off kind of going down with the attachment. Now I'm going to do the opposite way. All right, let's see what the damage is. Hit a huge rock and unfortunately, yep, came right off. Okay, which one's missing? That one there. Nope, not that one. Oh, wow. Wow. That is crazy. You gotta be kidding me. Sheared right off. I knew I should have never went down. Ah, man. Well, guys, we're missing a total of 6 blades, and I was only able to recover 4 and kind of the bolt size that I need, which is actually good. But right now when I try to turn it on, there's a lot of vibration. I'm not too sure. Those blades are gone, but at least I found 4. Great. I just dropped my bolt. This is the problem with tall grass, is you lose just about everything. Are you kidding me right now? I lifted the rock. Look at this. Washer, bolt. Oh, let me put this kind of in an open spot. Blade, another washer, another blade, and 3 blades. That was a lot of damage. Okay guys, after 20 minutes of digging through with a fine-tooth comb, I found the last blade. But we have a problem. There is no Ventrac dealer around here. We're gonna have to go to the hardware store to pick up some bolts, nuts, and other tools to fix this machine and get back on the job. Yeah, kind of unfortunate, out of commission. It's okay. Next time, what I'll do is have some bolts and nuts and bolts in stock, and probably have some of those blades in stock too. But I didn't get any additional parts when I got this Ventrac, so that's my first problem there. Thank the Lord for a Hillman aisle. $10.05. Now Ventrac calls for Stover nuts. Well, this hardware store didn't have Stover nuts, but they had the lock nuts. So grade 8 bolts. Yeah, sheared them right off. It's the power of hidden rocks. The emergency repair can be found on the Phil's Lawn Care Plus channel. It's a live stream. I went live for the first time in like 2 or 3 years, and I got it all repaired. And thanks to you guys for encouraging me, keeping my head up. Hopefully this repair lasts and I'm able to finish up the job.
Well guys, pretty much all finished up. Removal of other debris. I didn't want debris in that yard, so I moved it by the fence over there, made a little pile of wood here. Whose ever wood that is, come pick it up. Free firewood. Hey, they charge for that stuff now. Unless you're on Facebook Marketplace, then you can find it for free. But I don't even know how many acres this is. If I wanted to guess, 10 or more, 10, maybe 15 acres. And we knocked it out in, well, fortunately a couple days. I did that part yesterday, and this was part 2. Over there by the electric yard, they had a bunch of like rolls of like wire and other stuff. I didn't want to get close to that. I didn't want any of that tangled up in my blades. We had enough problems today, and this one definitely took longer. I gotta go home. Cleaned up the embankment. Looks nice and pretty. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what kind of a job the Ventrac did. I think it did an amazing job. I'm very impressed. Again, one of the most powerful mowers I think I will ever use. I don't know, unless Ventrac or somebody else comes out with something that is just unstoppable. But so far, that Ventrac has cut grass that's like 8-9 feet high. The tallest grass I've ever cut. You just witnessed. Anyways, I'm dead tired. Oh, it's nice to have the clouds, man. I'm telling you, it's like 90 degrees. I'll tell you a funny story though. So yesterday, I was walking my dog, Coda. He's a purebred Siberian Husky. I noticed this guy sitting on his patio in the front yard. And I'm kind of watching him. I'm trying to make eye contact with him, but he's too busy sitting on his phone. He had one of the most pristine lawns, better than I could ever do. His edges were on point. They were 90 degrees. I mean, you could take an angled ruler and it would be a perfect 90 degrees. Lush green. I mean, you name it, he had it. And he was sitting on his phone and too busy on his phone because I was about to tell him, hey, you have a really nice lawn. Do you guys even know what kind of a compliment that is? That's one of the best compliments anybody could ever give you. Well, I guess to me, okay, maybe not the best, but definitely a rare one. And he just missed that opportunity. So get off your phones. Come on, guys. Talk to your neighbors, you know? Don't be sitting on your phones, busy on social media. That stuff is endless. You'll consume your life. I know you guys are watching me, but also limit your time on social media. Don't spend a lot of time on there. Read a book. There's so much more knowledgeable things you can do to learn, to grow. So I hope I've encouraged you today to reduce your screen time and just get out there and enjoy God's nature. So thank you again so much. Take care. God bless you. We'll see you in the next one, and enjoy these before and after pictures.